Hello, dear students. Today we will discuss regarding the basic electronic equipments and basic components which we generally use in our analog and digital electronics laboratory. This is called cathode ray oscilloscope. We call it as cathode ray oscilloscope, where the cathode ray oscilloscope is an output device which is used to observe the waveforms when connected at the output side of a circuit. As you can see, this device consists of three channels here. This is called channel 1, channel 2 and channel 3. Channel 1 is mainly used to connect input signals, and channel 2 we usually use to connect output signals. These are the two connectors where we will put the CRO probe, or you can say a CRO cable, and where you can connect this part to the input of circuit and this part as the output of the circuit. Don't worry, it looks complicated at the beginning, and once you do the connections and when it gets familiar, it will be very much easy. This is channel 2. As I said, this is output channel, and this is the pin where we are connecting the CRO probe, and this is the power supply. These two knobs, we call it as knobs. These two knobs are used to vary the waveforms in the form of volts, and this knob we usually use to vary the time division. Right, this is the basic information about CRO. We will discuss in the laboratory in detail. This is called DC power supply. DC power supply we use to connect this power supply in the input section where we are giving power to the circuit. It can vary from 0 to 30 volts, where you can find these two knobs as it is written here, fine, and second one is coarse. Fine knob is used to increase or decrease the voltage in the form of 0.1, in the form of 1 volt, 2 volt, 3 volt, 4 volt and so on. And coarse knob, we usually use this coarse knob to change the voltage in the form of points, that is 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 and so on. And you can find here three pins. One is positive and one is negative and other one is ground. This is the power button. In some power supplies it may be in the front panel, and in some power supplies you can find this button in back side. Right, this is the basic information of DC power supply. This is digital IC trainer kit, where we are performing almost all experiments in this digital trainer kit. Digital trainer kit, it has a multi-function. We can use it for multi-purpose. This trainer kit, where you can see the layout. In the layout, the red lines, or you can say these red pins, we usually observe outputs in the form of logical outputs, that is 0 and 1. Right, and below that you can find a number of buttons here. We call it as switches. These are logic inputs, where you are giving inputs to the ICs in the form of 0 and 1. Right, and this is the 7-segment display, where you are observing output in the form of 7 segments. 7 segments, I think you are familiar. It works like as you have seen in the traffic signals. The same principle has been applied here. That 7 segment you can use in this kind of display, and these are called IC bases. One trainer kit contains 4 IC bases, right, and these are called 4 gears, where you will put the ICs, and this gear prevents the loose connection of ICs in the bases. Again, you can find here 4, 5 plus 5 volt supplies, and ground pins are also available. Right, and n number of pins are there. Don't worry about those. We can only use these pins for our digital part. Right, this is the power switch, power off and on, and this part is called breadboard. right? This is the breadboard where we are doing the connections of analog experiments. 555 timer, 741 ICs, all we can do in this part of breadboard. Okay, and here you can see there is a section called monopulse. Monopulse in the sense it is a input of a digital input where you are giving waves as an input in the form of pulses. Pulses, here you can see there are switches where you can press it and you can give input to a IC. This is called, as I said, these are the IC bases where you can put 14 pin ICs as well as 16 pin ICs. 14 pin in the sense one side IC contains 7 pin, right, and 8 pins one side means it is a 16 pin IC. As I said, don't be panic when it looks at the when you look at these components the first time, it looks pretty complicated. Later will be familiar, don't worry. Next we'll move to signal generator. Signal generator is a device where you are giving the signals as input, and we can vary, as I said in the DC power supply. Here also there are two knobs, one is frequency and one is fine. Frequency in the sense you are varying the frequency in the form of hertz, kilohertz, megahertz and so on. Where frequency and fine knobs, frequency will vary the frequency in the form of 1, 2, 3, 4, and fine knobs in the form of 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 and so on. Here you can give there are 3 buttons here. Some signal generators may contain 4 buttons. Mainly we use analog signal generator, mainly is used to give input sine wave to the circuit. This is sine wave, this is square wave and this is a rectangular waveform. As the CRO contains these pins, same pins are there here. You can connect the CRO probes and you can connect the same probes to the signal generator also, right? This is the power button. As I said, some signal generators may contain power buttons in the front side and some in the back side. Digital multimeter. I think many of you have seen this device. Many of you have also used it in first year. And this is the digital multimeter where you can see and we can verify and you can calculate the values of volts, amperes, resistors, continuity and so on. It is a as the name says, multimeter. Multi in the sense one or more one or more work it can do. It is a multitasking multimeter, right? Okay. Red indicates positive and black indicates negative. This section is the left side of multimeter. It is used to vary, or it can be used to measure AC voltages, and in the right side DC voltages, right? A in the sense ampere. You can put your transistor here, you can check whether it is working or not, you can check the connectivity, if there is any short, if there is any power loss, you can check it using the multimeter, right? These are some components which we generally use in our laboratory. As you are familiar, I think you have learnt in the first year also. This is a resistor. I have shown you only one. There are a number of resistors. And this is a chart which you have learnt in the first year. We called it as B. Roy, Great Britain, very good wife. This was the code which was given to us. Using these codes, you need to calculate the resistance of this device, right? Brown, black, red in the sense 1 kilo ohm, right? This is the capacitor. There are various types of capacitor: paper capacitor, ceramic capacitor, right? There are a number of capacitors. This is just a brief idea about capacitors. And this is the IC. IC in the sense integrated circuit, where I have shown you only 2 samples. There are a number of ICs. This is the timer IC 741, sorry, op-amp IC 741, and 555 IC is for 555 timer circuit. It's a 8 pin IC, 4 pins in one section and 4 pins in other section, where you need to connect using this notch. This notch should be upside, and these two are the 2 ICs which we use in analog part. And as I said in the trainer kit, we use breadboard. This is the breadboard where we are connecting the analog circuits, and we can do the circuit connections as it indicates here. These are all negative pins and these are the positive pins. You need to connect IC. One leg should come this side and one leg should come this side. All these pins will be shorted. Okay, clear? I think this video has helped you to be familiar with basic electronic equipments as well as components. Thank you.